Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the analysis of symbiosis law admission test, that is SLAT 2018. This test had total 150 questions of 1 mark each. Total duration of this test was 150 minutes with no sectional time limit. There was no negative marking in this paper. This was the first online SLAT. As far as exam conduction is concerned, the authorities have done a fantastic job in providing a smooth interface, infrastructure, and a glitch-free test conduction. The pattern and the question format remained the same as last year. Let's talk about each section one by one. Section 1, Logical Reasoning. This section had total 30 questions and it was markedly different from last year. There were 4 questions based on odd one out, and there were 4 to 5 questions based on analogies. A couple of questions were asked from topics such as calendars, assertion reasoning, arithmetic puzzles, inference, cause and effects, syllogism, and critical reasoning. The level of difficulty of this section was easy. Ideal attempts would be 25 plus, ideal correct would be 22 plus, and ideal time to be allocated would be 35 minutes. Let's talk about the second section, which was legal reasoning. This section had total 30 questions, out of which more than 25 questions were from principal fact. There were a couple of questions from topics such as international law and constitution. Overall, the questions were easy. However, the options were quite tricky, which made this section slightly difficult for the aspirants to attempt. The level of difficulty of this section would be moderate. Ideal attempts would be 22 plus, ideal correct would be 20 plus, and ideal time to be allocated would be 40 minutes. Let's talk about the third section, which was Analytical Reasoning. This section had total 30 questions. Unlike last year, this year this section of AR can be termed as the easiest. There were 2 sets based on puzzles, one of which was based on blood relations and the other one was based on arrangement. These sets had 3 and 5 questions respectively. There were 6 questions based on series, of which half the questions were number based and other half were alphabetical series. There were 4 to 5 questions from coding decoding, 3 questions from blood relations, 2 questions of mental ability, and 1 question from directions. 7 to 8 questions were based on concepts of maths such as permutation and combination, probability, percentage, numbers, and data interpretation. The level of difficulty of this section was easy. Ideal attempts would be 26 plus, ideal correct would be 23 plus, and ideal time to be allocated would be 30 minutes. Let's talk about the fourth section, which was Reading Comprehension. This section had total 30 questions, which were spread across 5 passages of reading comprehension. One passage on environment and forest coverage had 7 questions. The other passage on utopia and judiciary had 5 questions. Apart from these, there were passages based on consumerism, emergency situation in Maldives, and the last one on Khap Panchayat and honor killing. The passage based on utopia can be termed as the difficult one. Most of the questions were direct in nature, of which 2 were based on vocabulary. The level of difficulty of this section would be easy. Ideal attempts would be 26 plus, ideal correct would be 22 plus, and ideal time to be allocated would be 35 minutes. Let's talk about the last section, which was general knowledge. This section had total 30 questions. This year, the section of GK had a lot of surprises for the aspirants. Unlike last year, where half of the questions were based on current affairs, this year, almost all the questions were based on current affairs. Unlike last year, where there was no question from major awards category, this year, there were 6 to 7 questions based on awards and prizes, which included Arjuna Award, Padma Vibhushan, Crystal Award, Pulitzer Prize, Wilson Prize, etc. Aspirants were also asked to identify a person in the given photograph. Apart from these, there were standard current affair questions such as lawyer of Kulbhushan Jadhav at International Court of Justice, countries that have granted citizenship to Julian Assange and Sofia, Chairman of Censor Board of India, and so on. The level of difficulty of this section would be moderate to difficult. Ideal attempts would be 18 plus. Ideal correct would be 15 plus. And ideal time to be allocated would be 10 minutes. In overall analysis, the paper can be termed as easy to moderate with 115 plus good number of attempts and 102 plus a good score. If we talk about the cutoffs of different symbiosis law campuses, let's talk about Pune first. For BA LLB, the cutoff should be 97. For BBA LLB, the cutoff should be 95. If we talk about the Noida campus, the cutoff for BA LLB would be 98 and the cutoff for BBA LLB would be 96. And lastly, if we talk about the Hyderabad campus, the cutoff for BA LLB would be 90 and the cutoff for BBA LLB would be 88. We wish all the aspirants a great luck for the results and for next stage of admission. Thank you.